Hi guys, and welcome to Chengi's World, guys. I'm so glad to see you guys back again. I definitely hope that if you are new to this channel and you're watching this, make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on this party. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about, and for you guys who are always here, mwah, love you guys, you know, Abdul. Okay, so welcome back to this party. Today's letter is from my dear sweet friend Cam, who contacted me on my Facebook page, Chengi's World. You can get me guys on Instagram as well, Chengi's World. So feel free to contact me on any of those platforms. Or you can email me at chengisworld@gmail.com. Okie dokie, moving on. So Cam writes to me and she says, hello Chengi, thank you so much for dedicating your time to us. You are an awesome person full of love and greatness. Oh my God, I love you too. I have always wanted to be a woman like you, and I think I'm growing up to be that woman. My goodness, I am blessed. Thanks for your advice. Thanks to your advice, the process is being accelerated. LOL. Yes, let's do this. Oh yes. Well, I am 22 years old, and that's one wise 22-year-old, and I've been dating a guy for 6 years now. He's my first boyfriend. Never had anyone apart from him. He kind of contributed to me and the person I am today. We started from nothing, and we have always been there for each other. I remember at the beginning of our relationship, I used to walk on foot to school and gave him all my money because he had no money for feeding. We had our ups and downs, but today we are separating. Oh, we lost our values, trust, honesty, loyalty. He became violent, etc. And I don't have feelings for him anymore. Worst of all, my parents don't like him. They said he's not good for me, and I don't know if I should fix things with him, rebuild our relationships, or just move on and start all over again. He's a really nice person, and I've always wanted what was good for me. Now I don't even want to feel him because his energy is negative. I can't be with someone I don't trust. Please help me. My heart tells me to stay and try to do right for our love, fix things up and make my parents love him. But when I think about his attitude, I just feel like giving up. Please help me. What my parents think is very important to me, and they love me and want the best for me. What do I do? So this was a message she sent me a while back, and of course I gave her a response privately via Facebook. And the long and short of it was that no one should ever be in a relationship that has become abusive, and just dealing with why she felt so beholden to this man, and that just because he was your first and you had a history with him doesn't mean therefore that he is therefore entitled to the rest of your life, and that it's okay to walk away from a relationship that you had when you were young, learn some lessons, and still be friends. I've got a video on when family and friends don't approve. So if you're in a situation like that where your family and your friends don't approve of your partner, I recommend that she watch that video as well. But long and short is, I encouraged her to go and rediscover herself and be away and try and find a relationship that didn't hurt, because when we find ourselves in a relationship that hurts, then it's not really going to serve us. So I don't want to really go so much into that, but I needed to give you the backdrop of the second letter that made me feel as though I needed to share this with everyone, because I felt that so many young girls and grown women are going through this. So she wrote to me recently again and said, "Hi Chengi, I hope you're doing great. I'm missing your videos. My tablet is broken. Oh no. I will fix it next week. As for me, I'm not doing quite well. I have been tired physically, emotionally, and mentally due to the separation with my ex. After a deep analysis, I discovered that I was a fool. He was playing with me all along. Even now, I can't believe it happened. Now I'm seeing the guy's true face, and it hurts deep inside. I am lost and confused, and I need to find myself again. After 6 years of identifying myself to him, I need to build a brand new me. But how do I do that? How do I start all over? Where should I start? Please help me." And this is really, incredible. Thank you so much, Cam, for allowing me to share this with everyone. in your letter, you're very wise, and what happens is when we're in a long-term relationship with somebody, we merge. We start to have almost like a single consciousness. We start to think the way they do. They start to think the way that we do, and our identity becomes wrapped up in that person. And for 13 to 14 years of my life, I was married and I was wrapped up in the other personality. And whether or not it was something that was serving me or not, we were interlinked, and it took me a very long time to find an identity outside of the one that I had. First and foremost, just being single was a whole new identity that I had to get my head around. Then what did I think about certain subjects? Because a lot of my thinking had been a single consciousness, a joint consciousness. Was, what do we think about this? And after you've been with somebody for so long, you almost stop having your own opinion. You start to share an opinion, and sometimes you start to look in that person's face to get a sense of, what do we like? You've been a we for so long. So that is very... It's a process, and that's what I need you to understand. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you for being so bold. People don't always realize what it takes to walk away. There's a lot of courage to stay. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of character to stay in a relationship and work it out. It takes a lot, and I applaud those people that do. But until you've walked away from a relationship, you don't know that it takes so much more to walk away. It takes so much courage to walk away. It's a different character trait that you need to walk away. And so I applaud you. You are very, very brave. You're very, very smart to walk away from a relationship that was only going to hurt you. And and perhaps end up putting you in a very toxic situation with this person. So so for me, congratulations for having the courage. But to walk away is the first bit of courage. It takes even more courage to take the journey to discover yourself. So what I want to say to you is this: don't think in terms of rediscovering yourself. Don't think in terms of, oh my gosh, I now have to rediscover who I was before the 6-year relationship. Who am I? And you're asking these philosophical questions. The truth is, every day you wake up, you are somebody new, because yesterday you learned something about yourself, and you learned something about the world, and you discovered something that you liked or didn't like. So the question that you need to be asking yourself is, who am I today? What do I like today? And instead of seeing it as some long drudgery of, oh gosh, now I've got to work out who I am and like what is the meaning of life sort of question, I want to encourage you to think in terms of, wow, I get to discover me. I get to discover, not rediscover, because you don't want to be the woman you were 6 years ago. You don't want to be the woman you were 3 years ago. You don't want to, a lot of people, when they get divorced, and I did it too, or when they break up in a long termination, we go back to the last point. We remember being semi-happy, and we go off and we start wearing skimpy clothes and go clubbing and partying because, woo, we're free, woo, woo, because we think that's what we need to do. We need to find a point in our time when we were happy. But actually, I realized I didn't really enjoy going clubbing. I didn't like it. I never did. And I didn't like it now. I realized that I wasn't that keen on being in bars all the time. I just didn't like it. I realized that I didn't like walking around in skimpy clothes. But I was doing it because I was thinking, rediscover yourself. Go and dig in your past and find something about yourself that you can remember enjoying. But I didn't realize that at the age that I was, there were so many things in the world that I wanted to do. I wanted to travel. I want to do so many things now that I didn't realize that I wanted to do. I want to try out new things. I want to learn new languages. What I want today is not what I wanted when I was in my 30s. So instead of having the drudgery of, oh my God, go and find something that you rediscover. Go and eat food you've never eaten before. You might actually discover a food that you really like, and why not plan a holiday somewhere where you've always wanted to go? This is the time to not rediscover yourself, but to discover yourself and say, whoa, I like this person. Who do I like? Okay, so for all of you guys who are coming out at the end of a relationship and are feeling a little bit lost because for such a long time you'd been in a relationship, this is a key. Take it and shift your mind. Often it's a shift of the mind, a shift of perspective. You don't have to now figure things out, but you get to discover certain things. Do that course you've always wanted to do. Develop that hobby you've always wanted to do. Learn to play that sport that you've always wanted to play. I have never played golf, and when I look at it, it looks like the most boring game in the world. But I am at that stage in my life where I'm thinking, as I advance in years, I want to try it out. I might actually like it. I might get bored stiff, but who cares, right? Give it a go. I used to love tennis. I was a tennis player. Oh gosh, wicked with a racket. But now I don't really care much for the court, okay? So I could decide, I want to go learn tennis again because I was good at it and I enjoyed it. I was a makeup artist and I loved sitting people on my chair and doing their makeup. Now, if you ask me to do people's makeup, I'm like, okay, shoot me, somebody, okay? It's not something that I find enjoyment in anymore, and that's okay. I had to say to myself, it's okay that you don't enjoy that. So the same thing for you is, you're 22 now. What do you like today? What do you enjoy today? What do you want to try out today? And in that discovery, as you discover yourself, you'll probably discover new love as well, because you're going to be going to places and meeting people, and you're going to discover new love. And I know right now it's not a priority on your mind, because when you have a breakup, finding somebody new is never really a priority. But as you discover yourself, you will discover somebody more suitable, and the healing process is quicker than when you sit at home trying to philosophize. Another thing that I want to address is this thing in all of our minds, starting over. We have this thing of starting over. We're just so afraid to start over in life that sometimes it keeps us still. I've heard, married people going, oh my gosh, the idea of starting over again and being in the dating scene, oh no, I'd rather stay married. And I totally get that, because when I was married, I was like, oh my God, I can't deal with what single girls have to deal with. But at the end of the day, when you come out on the other side, you realize that actually it's not so bad. In fact, it's a little bit of fun. Actually, it's quite fun, okay? So it's we have in our human nature, we feel that starting over is going backwards, and it's regressive. But in fact, starting over is progressive. You can always start over. I don't care if you're 100 years old, if you're 90, if you're 50, if you're 20, if you're 15. Starting over is always an option. But instead of reflecting upon it as a regression, as a loss, I thought to myself, oh my God, I would have to start over, start dating again, fall in love again, do the whole checking, vetting again, then get married again, and then maybe they want more babies again. I don't want to start over, So when I thought about it, I thought, gosh, I get to date again, and I get to fall in love again, and I get to have more babies. So I get to experience newness of life, and that then changed everything for me. I could redefine myself and rebrand myself, and that's the beauty of life, right? So think of it that way. And you are one brave girl, and so that's my advice to you, is take this as an opportunity to explore yourself and to find the things that make your heart beat again. And honey, I am so blessed that my videos are helping you and women like you. And as if there's anything I'm going to tell you as I approach 40, is your 20s are so crucial, because they build the foundation for your 30s. And if you can lay this solid foundation and really stabilize yourself and really get your emotions and get your life stable, and you use your 20s to really establish yourself emotionally and spiritually, then in your 30s, the world is your oyster. And when you get to your 40s, you just get to party, baby. So you've done the right thing. You've not allowed yourself to enter into a toxic relationship and to justify that and alienate yourself from your family and friends who truly, truly love you. You have made the right decision. And sometimes you will question that. There is never a time when you leave a relationship, and no matter how long you've been separated, will you not question your decision? You'll always think, did I do the right thing? But I'm here to tell you that you did. And if in the future, when things, whatever, he resolves his issues, who knows, you guys might come back together again, but it won't be the same Cam and the same guy coming together. It will be two very different people. But I am always saying, baby, it's raining men. So that's from me to you. I really, really hope this helps, and I hope it helps all of you guys that are watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Instagram and Facebook at Chengi's World, and I will see you guys on Twitter, Chengi Pot, and I will see you guys again on this channel in my next video. Keep those letters coming! Woo woo! I'm so excited. Thank you so much, and I hope this was helpful. Take care of yourself. Love you lots. Mwah.